Army.
Yeah.
Army.
Engineer, combat engineer, Army.
In what years?
What year?
Yeah.
1940. I think I came out of 1945.
So
Was
43 through 45?
Let's see, I think I went in 43 or something like that.
Doesn't seem his
Trained, then went overseas.
So, where were you born?
West Superior, Wisconsin, on the farm.
And who
Overland Road.
who were your parents?
Harvey and Delia Cornelius.
Tell me a little bit about life before you went to the military.
The what?
A little bit before you went into the military. How was your life, like your childhood?
Well, I was working most of the time. When my dad died, I was only 7 years old, and all the kids were sent to school, and I was right in the middle there. And my older brother, he was 14. We took over the farm. I was 7, but then the depression came in, and we lost it. So it was back in 1929, I think.
How about school?
Well, I finished 8th grade in CC. I went about a week and just, I don't know what they'd call it. Anyhow, they passed me just because I was so smart, I guess. So.
What pushed you to join the military?
Well, I was either going to be drafted or sign up. So they always said if you're drafted, you'll have to go wherever they send you. So they said if you sign up, you can get signed for you any branch you want. So I signed up for it.
Tell me about basic training. Where was it?
In Oregon. Oh boy.
Bedford?
The what?
Bedford?
Near there, yeah. 2 camps in Oregon we moved for combat duties. We always were trained to build bridges and stuff, roads.
How long was it?
How long? You mean I was in the service? Or?
How long was your training?
Oh boy, I think about a month or something like that. And they send you back and then they put you some other stuff. You went through a lot of stuff anyhow for training.
Do you remember what the camp was like or the facilities?
The what?
The camp? The facilities? What was the training like facilities like?
What? Well, I don't know how to describe it. It was all right with me. We're treated good and everything. Well, most of, I guess, what to call, they always depend on me to, what to call, because I suppose I was Indian and they knew how to track and stuff like that. They always called me right away. So that's how I got my rating. A lot of guys finished high school, never got no rating, and they gave me a rating just going to maybe 6th grade, the highest. So.
What was your MOS?
What am I at?
Your occupational specialty.
You mean service?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were taught how to build bridges. That's the whole platoon or so, what they call platoons and companies. We always were headed of infantry. So, and
Okay. You're an engineer?
huh?
You were an engineer?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the combat engineer.
Mhm.
The reason why I signed up for combat engineer, I thought I'd be riding a train all the time, just delivering the troops to different places. It was combat in the front line. That's how dumb I was.
Did you make any friends while you were there?
Oh, a lot of them, yeah.
What did you guys do for fun?
Well, we used to go to town and go to the movies. We went sort of the weekend when we were off, maybe a day or two or stuff. Otherwise, it was mostly training and then sent overseas. So, we never drank anything.
What was your daily life like? What did you do every day?
Just training and coming back in, taking showers and going to bed, I guess, riding home.
So, how were you alerted that you were being deployed?
The what?
How were you told? How did you find out you were getting deployed?
When they were going to send you to North Africa, how did they inform you?
They informed the whole company, battalion. They were scheduled to go with the infantry at the time we were shipping out, and we'd be going with that company infantry.
So you went from Oregon. They told you were all going
we
to,
were all well trained, yeah.
yeah. And then where did you go from Oregon?
Came to Port-au-Fou, I think it's West Virginia or somewhere, where we shipped out
Oh,
to Africa there.
okay.
Trained there for a while, then went into the war.
Okay. How did you get from Virginia Beach or wherever, over to
Boat.
by boat?
Mediterranean, yeah.
Uh-huh. When you were shipping out, how did you feel?
How did I feel?
Yeah, what were your feelings? Were you happy? Were you scared? Yeah.
Well, everybody was scared shipping because you didn't know where you were going to land either. They had that big invasion at the same time too. We thought maybe that's where they were sending us. But we landed in, in Rome, I think. Yeah. And then we stayed at the outskirts of Rome.
Uh-huh.
We were out there till winter set in, and they sent us to the front lines, and we stayed there for the duration of the winter, and then start fighting again
Uh-huh.
toward the spring.
Uh-huh. When you went over in the boat, you were scared.
Oh, I was scared, yeah.
Yeah. Was it because of what was going to happen over there, or?
Submarines, a lot of submarines are on there.
Okay.
So we were scared of even going across on Atlantic Ocean. There were submarines all over, German.
Uh-huh.
So it took us, I think, 20-some days to cross to go to Africa.
Okay. And then where did you go first in Africa? Was it Oran?
Africa.
Yeah. I mean, you were in Algeria, right?
I don't know if it was Central Africa. We trained there for a couple of weeks, and then we went up to Iran,
All right.
and
Okay.
took out from Iran to Italy.
Okay. Okay. So when you first went into Italy, they had the Anzio invasion, and were you aware of what you were going to be doing?
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
After we bivouacked, then they picked out what we were supposed to be doing.
Okay.
We were supposed to be going to the front lines and go over and see where the enemy was bivouacked and all that stuff.
Okay. Okay. When you first got there, what were your impressions of Rome and that area? What did you think about it?
I couldn't think of just being on vacation, I guess.
Uh-huh.
So, a long vacation.
Yeah. What was life like when you first arrived in that Rome area, and when you bivouacked? What did you do during the day before you went on when you went north of Rome?
Just looked around and just sightseeing like it. Otherwise, there was nothing else to do, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you any memorable experiences during that initial, after you landed in Rome or in the Rome area?
when we landed after Rome, went down to near the Arno River, which would be near Florence.
Florence,
Then we bivouacked us there for the winter, just going out scouting each day.
uh-huh.
So,
Yeah. How did you get around? Were you in jeeps or did you walk? Or? You walked. Walked, okay. And what were your living conditions like when you bivouacked? Like when you in eating, sleeping, doing laundry. Did you have cots, or did you live in houses, or did you
right on the ground.
Okay, okay. And
Like I said, when I think in the interview, that one night I was sick because of my ear.
mm-hmm.
I went to the doctor and I tried to get off of what's it called, patrol. And he couldn't get nobody else, so he said he put something in my ear and said you'll have to go. So I went, and that's the time they bombed the place where I was at. The next morning when we got back from patrol, my bivouac tent was completely destroyed. All my clothes were scattered, but the direction where I would have been sleeping stayed. So, which I guess I was lucky that I went in the front.
Right. Two other things. Once you mentioned, and I think maybe this was more in North Africa. Can you tell us about the little snakes?
Oh, when we first landed
Yeah.
from the States, it was midnight. Convoy after convoy coming in, we set up our tents and just laid down and went to sleep. Put our blankets down. And next morning when I picked up my blanket, there was a bunch of little snakes there. And one of the medics come over there and took one of them snakes and took it to the dispensary, checked what kind of snake it is. That was a cobra. I said, you boy, you were lucky that mother didn't come back. You wouldn't be here.
You wouldn't be here today. Wow.
So, boy, this and that, this and that.
Mm-hmm. When you went over the Po, the Arno River, and then eventually you went up to the Po River, can you tell us about, you were often on patrols. How many were on the patrols, and then eventually, what happened?
Well, the first time they sent us on patrol was, there was 8 of us.
Mm-hmm.
When we got to the front line where we were supposed to go from there, cross the river, and go into the enemy territory, patrol the place. And when it was time to group, the guide refused. They wouldn't go across. The sergeant said, if you don't go, you're going to be court-martialed. So he said, I'll go myself. But he said, you be here, guide me here when I come back. So me and the 2 other mountain boys from down south, Coons and Chapel. The one was from Missouri, I think, Tennessee, hillbillies, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
They said we'd go with the sergeant, so we went with them and did our patrolling and all that stuff. And we came back, and the other guys were still there. And so the sergeant told those, you guys didn't ever say anything about it. Said we let these guys go, we let them go. 4 of us were not on patrol. So from then on, that's what we were sent. So each time they had the patrol, they wanted some people to patrol. He said, I'm going to call some people, and if they refuse, he said, then I'm going to call the old, whoever I want.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the time them guys refused, so they always just say, I want the 3 C's, which Carpel, Coons, and Chapel, and Cornelius. So
Wow.
we always had that patrolling, because we were good at it.
Yeah, yeah. You mentioned that, and then are there any other incidences? Did you ever encounter the Germans?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can you describe?
What they call a firefight. Seen them coming down the road, and moon was behind them. You could see their silhouette. We hid in the ditches, and I guess they must have heard. And they start shooting, and we shot back and got, I think there was 6 of them. Killed them all, the Germans.
Wow.
And the next morning, we always had a civilian guy, Italian guy. He always went back to check where we were the night before. He knew the place. And he said all them Germans were dead. And so they took the clothes off them. The Italians took the clothes off them, let them lay, and that was it.
Wow.
So nobody in our group ever got hurt until toward the end of the war. And like I said, the chapel, they started bombing our place, and he got shrapnel, cut his vertebrae in the back, and stopped that. And he must have been dead when he left. And the other Coons, I don't know, never heard anything about him. So that was all I did.
Yeah. what kind, while you're overseas, what kind of contact did you have with, with mom and grandpa and grandma and things like that?
Just the letters.
Letters?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Didn't have time to write too much,
Yeah.
so.
Uh-huh.
Once a week they gave us new clean clothes and took a shower, took us back,
Uh-huh.
shopped and had showered, came back, it was fun. So
Uh-huh.
I guess they not throw the other clothes away or wash them, I don't know.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Were there, you encountered the Germans that night. Were there any other big challenges that you
No.
faced? Any other times with the, where you were scouting the German camps or anything like
Well,
that?
like I said, when we were going out on patrol, we always could hear them Germans talking. That's how close we were to kind of, what to call, make target for the gunners.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course too, at that same time too, I told my two cousins came in with some big guns to set up about 100 yards from where I was. And that's how they exchanged shots. That's why I got my, what's it called, that one night.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big explosion.
Explosion, yeah. Who were your two cousins again?
Stitch and Francis Hoffman, Kenny Hill.
Okay,
You know them? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just trying to.
What about when he was driving for the general?
Okay. So the battles and campaign. You were in the Italian campaign. You mentioned the Arno River, and then you went up to you pursued the Germans up to the Po River, and then how far in northern Italy
That's
did you?
about where it ended, near the Po River.
Uh-huh.
After that, then I think the war was over, they invaded Normandy.
Okay.
At the same time, the war was over, so we were just about free to go wherever we wanted.
Yeah. So you mentioned you went to Milan
Milan,
and Venice
Venice,
and Bologna.
Bologna,
Uh-huh.
Pisa,
Okay.
yeah.
When Mussolini was
Oh yeah, we seen him where we came in right after him and his girlfriend were hanging in a filling station. They were still kicking when they pulled what you call civilians hung them because they were so mad at them, I guess.
Yeah. And this was in Milan?
Outside of Florence.
Oh, outside of Florence. Okay. After the campaign, when Leo came on, your brother, you want to just describe?
Oh, then my brother had his points, I guess, they get so many points. They're being overseas. So they sent him home. He was a general driver. So he came to the front lines and picked me up to see, asked the general if he have me transferred to drive for the general after he left. And the general said, yeah, but then the company said I couldn't go because I'd lose my rating. The general said, no, not going to lose the rating. He said, well, send another one. He said, in place of him. So I was transfer driving general, and after that, that's only about maybe a couple months though. Then the war was over, we were starting to go home. Of course, we were training for Japan too, I mean, that same time. So, that was over.
When I said which general he drove for.
Which general were you driving for?
General Truscott.
Can you describe the feelings you had during combat? Were you scared or?
Everybody's always scared, yeah, I was scared, sure. I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't.
Did you have any like superstitions or good luck charms?
Not that I can.
Okay, so how did it feel when you found out you were coming home from the military?
I felt great. As soon as they sent us home, I think, let's see, we landed in New York somewhere, and then they sent us to Illinois, that big, I don't know what you call it, center in Illinois, big army outfit. They discharged us from there. And it was a place for Wisconsin-bound people being discharged. And they discharged me, and I came home on a Friday, and I went to work on a Monday. The job was waiting for me there. So never had no time off. Never even have it for, let's see how many, 40 years I worked at the National Winter. I never missed a day. So.
What was it like coming home? How did everyone greet you?
Well, just like any other one. It didn't really matter. They were just happy. War was over, I guess. So not as much as they do now. They seem to worship soldiers nowadays.
What was the trip like back to the States? How did you get back?
Let me see, on a ship. Yeah, just like going back on a ship. Landed up in, like I said, in New York. And then from there we took a train. Most of the trains in the United States, at that time the train was the transportation.
Have you stayed in contact with people that from?
Not really, not really. No.
Did you ever go to any reunions?
The what?
Reunions? Like, did you ever like meet up with any of them or after?
Did I beat anybody up?
No. Did you all get together anytime after? Or, like, did you have a reunion?
Like a reunion? Did you get together with the other soldiers?
Yeah.
No.
Later, yeah.
Except your
Too
cousins.
busy working.
Can you try to give me like a summary of how you feel about your whole experience in the military?
What time?
Can you give me like a summary of how you feel about like your service?
Well, actually, I liked the service, but I mean, it was an income for one thing, steady income to send home. And I don't know, I just like it, that's all.
What surprised you about it?
What surprised me?
What didn't you expect when you joined the military?
I expected to be on a train all the time, engineer. Didn't work out that way. I thought it was just hauling troops. They're in the front line. Combat engineer.
Could I ask that?
Yeah.
You've always been proud of the military and your service. I want to say why, but what were some of either the lessons or what are some of the skills that you got out of the military? I mean, for an example, you're very clean. You know, your clothes are always washed. Your shoes, you always took pride in having clean
That's
shoes.
about it.
Yeah.
And how your bed is made.
You know how yeah.
How's the job? Job?
Your bed.
I mean, you know, your bed is made every day. You have, you know, things are made very well, but you know, you're not sloppy at all. You know, you're all.
Well, we didn't have any beds.
So I guess the question is, how did it change you? How did like your experience change you? What kind of stuff did it?
Just so long ago, it just goes over my head now. So,
If I could add one other thing, in 2010, you took the trip to Washington to see the memorial.
yeah.
Yeah. Anything about that experience and your welcome home or anything that?
Oh, we got more welcome going to that, and when we got home from the war, people welcomed us more in Washington D.C. Come on and hug us. Nobody to hug us when we got home. Just her and her grandma. So.
How old are you, Dad?
Huh?
How old are you?
98.
Yep, 98. And how many?
Almost.
How many brothers did you have?
5 brothers and 5 sisters.
Yeah, and
I'm the only one left.
yeah, and how many served in the war, or in the
And
military?
All the 5 brothers served in the war, and 1 sister.
And 3 of you were over at the same time. I mean, Hayward served in the Korean.
Billy, Leo, and me.
Yeah.
Billy, Leo, and me, and Hayward.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So in that war, you know, Grandma had
5.
had 3 of you over there at once. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Any